Live from Fort Myers Beach with episode 7 of the EEG Podcast. We're proud to be with Ida and Scott. Ida, we're going to tell you all about Ida today. And Scott Gervais is a sales professional, one of a kind out of our Fort Myers location. And we're excited to get rolling here. I don't know if I mentioned it, but we are live on the beach. I think I started with that.
It's not live? Wow.
Yes, we're actually, I don't know if it's live. It's not live, but we're live. We're here in the flesh on the beach, on Fort Myers Beach. And on a more serious note, we're going to get to know Ida, and his businesses that he has here and why he buys John Deere equipment from us. And we're going to get to know a little bit more about Fort Myers and the Hurricane Ian that came through here. Man, driving in here, it was unbelievable. I haven't been here since it happened, and we're sitting here a year later, and it's still devastation. I mean, I saw a 60-foot boat in some mangroves on the drive out here. And one last thing is, it is the grand opening of Margaritaville in Fort Myers, on Fort Myers Beach today, and that's special because, you know, a lot of places are just dealing with getting back up and running. I'm staring at a hotel right now that's completely devastated, and Margaritaville's open for business, so that's really cool. So first things first, what's up, Ida?
Good. How are you guys?
Scott, you doing, sir?
See you.
Nice to see you too.
So Ida, let's get right into it, man. We didn't come out here for no reason. When I called these guys, I said I got to find a stud on the beach that's doing some interesting stuff with John Deere equipment. They mentioned you. So can you tell us a little bit about what you got going on out here?
Yeah, so we here at the beach running an operation of chairs, umbrellas, and water sports. And in order for us to operate the right way, we had to find the right equipment. And I was searching over the years, tried all kind of stuff, end up to deal with the best, which is nothing than John Deere.
We like to hear that.
Our best.
We didn't pay him to say that either. Ida, tell us a little bit about how you got started. You know, how did you get into this business?
So I was back in New Hampshire years ago, operating a big operation for distribution for fruit and vegetables. Been in the industry for years. As me and my wife, got tired over the years, decided to move on. We sold the business to a nice big company and moved down to Florida and decided that we want to have something on the beach. So when we came here and, was looking, wanted something more, spiritual, enjoyable, that you can, have fun. And I came up with this beach and we bought it, the licenses to operate, and we grew it up to be what it is.
Well, okay, I got a question on that. So you're coming down to Florida. What kind of made you choose Fort Myers?
So we're currently living in Naples, and we were looking for a place that is ready to see alive and gives you the vibe and the wanted to give. And we saw Naples and we saw other beaches, but we didn't really feel connected to it. Fort Myers was the spot for us.
Yeah,
definitely.
And your first thought about, okay, you see Fort Myers Beach, what's your first thought about, making money with this? Or was your first plan to even make money? What was it to do on the beach?
Once you see the people and the potential and you are creative, because, once you're on the beach, this is endless opportunities. You can do movies, you can do activities, you can do search the treasure, you can do jet ski, banana boats, you can bring cars, you can do whatever you want here on the beach. Endless opportunities.
So really your thing was, let's just find a spot on the beach.
Correct.
And then we'll start figuring out how we can make some money here.
Correct.
And did you know about all the different things you could do on the beach to make money, or did you learn slowly?
When I purchase a business, usually I get into it and then you find what's the best potential for it and how we can grow it and make it better and better and better and create more opportunities to other people, create more jobs.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Well, I mean, even though we came here really to talk about that, I think I'm a bit interested as well in the trucking business you said you had, or the produce delivery business you had back in, where was that again?
So my business was located in Nashua, New Hampshire.
Okay.
That's where everything started years ago. We used to have one truck.
How did you get started in that?
I came from Israel. I did the army, finished the Israeli army, landed in the United States, and then A friend of mine showed me how to sell vegetables, and then I grew it up to be a monster.
All right. Well, your friend of yours shows you how to sell vegetables. What exactly does that mean?
He had a little truck that goes away between restaurants and say, hey guys, would you like to buy tomatoes, pepper, cucumbers? Because usually you deal with the big companies. So, you patent in vegetables, you start in, and then from one, then it gives you his friend's name. Then it gives you his friend's name. It's like you and you. And then before you know it, you got 30 customers.
Yeah.
So now you got 30 customers, you buy another truck. You buy another truck, you have another driver. You have another driver, you buy another truck.
Where are you getting the vegetables from?
So vegetables was located in Chelsea, Massachusetts. And we used to deal with all kind of vendors, all kinds from all over the world even, not just the United States. And they will all get shipped to us from all over the world again. What we used to specialize is we used to buy closeouts. And we used to deal with Walmart, BJ's, Costco. So for example, if something doesn't come perfect for them, they used to send it to us and we used to get rid of it, sell it, whatever.
Right. That's interesting, man. That's very interesting. So you got into that. How old were you at that point?
I was a kid. I was 21 years old, right back from Israel. Started did it for 20 years, 22, 23 years. Went through a little bit medical issue that pulled the trigger for me and my wife because she was top realtor in New Hampshire. I was running the company in Boston and New Hampshire. And then we decided, right, that's it for us. Let's sell everything. So we sold everything, and that's it. And we came down here to bought the place. We flew here 4th of July. We really fell in love with the area, and the rest is history.
Yeah. Why'd you pick Naples?
Because my wife was dealing with realtors that used to live in Naples.
Okay.
It's like, all right, let's go check a place out. And I don't like to go to many places. She's like Sarasota. She doesn't know, the name doesn't sound right. I'm looking at the pictures, I don't like it. The East Coast, I wasn't crazy about it. Too crowded.
Yeah.
So down here was very nice and beautiful, and now we decided that's the right thing to do.
What year was that?
That was about 7 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 years ago when we moved down here.
Yeah, that was a good time, man. That was a good time. So
Right at the peak. We're a few years before it started to pick up.
Yeah.
So it was like the bottom of the market as far as real estate.
Right.
And then it hit the top, and then we hit the storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that. Well, I think I'm actually more interested. Once you got this land here in Fort Myers, actually the land we're sitting on here, for those who are seeing the video version of this, what were some of your first moves when you secured the land?
So with secure the land, usually the way I look at stuff, because I'm coming from an industrial operation back in my background, I have to have the best equipment to operate. And if you don't have the nicest and the best equipment, then you're gonna have less customers. And when you have less customers, you make less profit and your operation doesn't look the best. And in order for us to step up and be the best at what we do, as I always tell my kids, no matter what you're trying to do, be the best of it. Even if you want to train cars, that's fine. Just be the best at it. So thinking about, all right, we had some old Buick tractors. What's the one that we had over here? Remember them? The blue ones?
Oh, yes.
We don't want those. So we said, all right, listen, we got to go with the best of the best. So what do we see? Is we got to go John Deere. There's nothing else better. Same thing with the jet ski, top of the line, and we raise up the business over 5,000%.
And so the first thing you were doing when you got here was thinking about beach raking.
Beach raking, equipment, operation. How do we grow this state to make more money?
Right.
We grow it, service it, and then explore other vendors like venues, like hotels, like institutions, parties, and so forth.
So on the beach raking, what does that really look like? I mean, you come out here, you see there's other people raking these beaches. What do you got to do to start making money?
First of all, it's impossible for you just to start a business on the beach. Everything you see here on the beach is grandfathered in.
Okay.
So if you want to make a move or maybe have a business off the beach, you have to buy an existing business from someone that had it before. This is by the way, businesses here are very valuable, and we have to make sure we keep them nice and neat.
Okay. So the first thing you had to do was you had to buy a business.
Correct.
So when you bought this land, was there a business already here operating?
Yeah, everything was here operating for the past 20 years. And we just updated everything and just make it better. It's like a burger. You can have a good burger and you can have the best burger in the world.
Which, by the way, you are cooking us the best burgers right now.
By the way, guys, the best top of the line.
Oh man, we're salivating. We're gonna eat the things right here.
Good because they think we're talking. So
don't be afraid to bring it.
So the question I have is, you talked about you bought the business and you showed up. How many tractors did you have when you bought it? One tractor. Was that blue tractor?
It was a blue old tractor, yes sir.
Old New Holland.
And you said what you said about the equipment. You wanted the premium, best equipment. And how did you get a hold of Scott? Was Scott the guy?
So I always like to drive around and check my competition, and I saw people with a couple of John Deeres, and I went to see a couple of the ones that we had, and the decision was pretty easy. Yeah, so I went down there, find out where's the nearest John Deere dealership, and walked in, looked at the machine, and Scott was the first guy that I was talking to. Very professional, very attentive, explained me everything. I'm not really knowledgeable with equipment, and I always like that little touch of that person that I can trust. And Scott was giving me that comfortable feeling. I don't even check my VI numbers. I don't even have to check nothing. All I do, I just tell him what I need to calm down, and everything on top of it, always there, man. I have nothing to say. Yeah.
And Scott, had you had experience with, the equipment he needed, like on the beach?
I mean, he was actually my very first experience as far as being on the beach. I mean, I sold tractors to other condo associations, but as far as jet ski rental companies, it was my very first one. And when I met him out in the parking lot and started working, he basically just said, "This is what I do. This is what I'm going to need. You take care of everything." I said, "All right." So I was able to set everything up for him, and it was a trial and error from the very beginning. But I tell you what, now 5 years later, from the original one tractor way out of here, and now we're up to 6 tractors and 4 gators now.
Nine machines a year.
And what unit was the first? So that first time you came in there, you came out of there with one ordered unit, right? What was that? Do you remember?
Oh, 5045. Oh, 2-wheel and drive. Yes, sir. Oh, that was the go-to at the time.
What attachments did you need with it to leave?
Well, really, the only thing we set it up with, of course, the weights itself for the front, and then also a canopy top because you're out in the middle of 110-degree weather daily, But the old 2-wheel drive tractor did well, but as time went on, we started noticing the wave runners, of course, would get bigger and get a little bit heavier. The beach got bigger. We got more and more sand here on the beach now, as you can tell. It's very thick, very fluffy. Had to go with the 4-wheel drive tractor, so officially, this is the official. We now have all 4-wheel drive tractors here, to be able to operate on the beach for them.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Ida, with the, you get the John Deere tractor and you start raking the beaches. How did you, as from a business standpoint, a strategy standpoint, how did you start to grow from there?
Tremendous. Once you come and see it, and you rake the beach in the morning, it fluff all the beach, and everything gets shiny. It's like you're going downtown and you see 2 restaurants. One of them is really beautiful and the other one is not. Which one are you gonna pick? Once your beach got the best equipment, jet skis, and it's all raked up nice, and you have tables and chairs and umbrellas, it's basically very easy. Everyone just comes.
So were you raking this part of the...
That was not raked before.
Okay, and were you raking it because you were raking for your own restaurant that was here? What was here? What was going on?
So everything was just the same. It was just not updated, not taken care of. You know what I mean? So we updated everything, just like in old business. You have to buy new equipment. You have to buy new oven, new microwave, stuff like that. Here, you needed to upgrade. New jet skis, double the amount, to get some advertisement, online operations, and stuff like that. Marketing.
But early on, and maybe I'm confused here, that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Early on, you were raking just your property to make it look beautiful. Are you raking today to actually make money at any point, or is it just still for this point?
The raking is just to look nice.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, it's a commendation for the people of the beach to make it look nice, so when they come and they want to sit down on the chairs or they want to sit on the beach, it's nice, raked and clean.
Okay, awesome. And then so what else do you do with the tractor?
So the main operations that we have here is to move trailers and jet skis. So jet skis is to put them on and off from the water. This is all the tractor is good for. and most of the use. The other tractors are using to move trailers around, and that's about it.
Gotcha. And when you tell us a little bit about the jet ski business, how'd you get into it?
I purchased this years ago when we first moved down here. Again, it was undated, and we developed it to be what it is. Yeah, it was very, very exciting. You know, we have license for 24 jet skis on the beach, meaning no one else can do what we do. So we handle in volume and any size. If you have a party of 5, 10 people, 20 people, that's what we do.
When you first started, how many jet skis did you have?
We only had a dozen unupdated ones.
Yeah, well, the very first time I come down, I meet Ethan on his property and everything, and to go to proposal for the tractor and stuff, and of course to look at the trade-in tractor, the old New Holland, and he was absolutely right. The skis that were here, they were probably about 5, 6 years old at the time, and you know, just like a 10 or 12, and I would honestly say maybe 8 of them were actually working at the time. And for what he has taken this whole entire operation from to what it is now, it is amazing. I mean, he's got over 200-300 different chairs and umbrellas that he does set up between 3 different operations here on the beach also. So that's basically what the tractors actually accommodate him with, to be able to move all that material in and out every day, you know, and get set up in the morning time and get set up in the afternoons and break it down and everything.
And you're setting up chairs for who?
We are setting up chairs to, first of all, ourselves, which is a private company. We also have the honor to set up the chairs to Margaritaville Resort, which just opened today.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Which they got all of the brand new equipment from John Deere, which was very proud.
Yeah.
And it's right down the street, and we're very excited. Really excited. I could not think on any other equipment to go there other than John Deere. Scott came down here and made sure that everything is connected, is working, and not just once, a few times, to make sure operation goes smooth. And he's always available on the phone for me, and I cannot thank him more, really.
That's awesome.
And we definitely appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
And then what about the banana boat? How'd you get into that?
Banana boats,
How about the jet skis?
so when we came down here, we had a guy that was doing banana boats, and again, we wanted to develop it, take it to the next level. So we got 2 banana boats, and we got captains, and we float them on the water so we can make kids happy. And it's nothing more satisfying than seeing some really kids happy.
Yeah. What about the banana boat, like the risk side of it? Have you ever had any like accidents?
We did. We had an unfortunate incident that a boyfriend went with his girlfriend, and he was a little heavier than her, and he fell on her a little bit and broke her, I think, arm, which is not really good.
Yeah. And the jet skis, what about that? Have you had any?
Jet skis, we're very strict about what we do. So the rules are very strict, and we take zero tolerance of what we do because it's safety. And safety, you want to make sure you protect your kids, other people's kids. We did really had minimal injuries in the past 5 years, although it's a very nervous business. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, so like if I want to rent a jet ski today, how much would it cost?
So if you're renting jet skis today, we're running specials for you buy an hour, you get a half hour. So if anyone comes from these broadcasts, feel free to mention that 50% off. Our regular prices are $90 for a half hour and $120 for an hour.
Cool.
And we are at the bottom of the market always. And if you need assistance, we're always here to help you, give you some extra time, make sure your family is happy, and stuff like that.
How far can I drive these jet skis?
So we have our nature tour, which is 2 hours all around the island. That's our most common adventure. And then we all just do freestyle jet skis, which you just rent it, and you have fun over here. Yes, in front of us, that's a 2-mile radius operation.
So I want to hop into the Hurricane Ian, because driving in here was just astounding again how you do not realize. I mean, I live on the east coast of Florida, and I hardly know what really happened here. And I just driving in, I saw how bad it was, man. And it's a year later. I mean, a little bit over a year, maybe even more. What did that do? How was that for you from a business standpoint?
So I've had this question so many times, and the best way to describe it is try to imagine yourself, your neighborhood, your condominium association gets destroyed tomorrow morning, and there's only the gas station survived and few houses. So try to imagine that there's nothing left. So this is what we experienced here. It's very, very hard. You always think it's going to be the same, but it takes you about a year to understand that nothing is going to be the same.
Yeah.
So this is where we are a year after. We're developing this again. It's going to take time, but we're doing the best we can.
So when you first heard about the storm as it was approaching, kind of what were you thinking with the stuff that you'd have to consider here, being on the beach?
So we planned for this for 5 years, believe it or not. We never had one of these, but we got ready for one. So everything that we operate on is on wheels. Everything gets off the beach no matter what happens. So we protect the equipment, the merchandise. That's it pretty much.
And Bo, I do remember probably 2 to 3 days after the storm had hit and everything, and I reached out to him once we finally started getting all the service back together and everything. Reached out to Ita, and first of all, to see if everything, him and his family are safe and everything, because it was a devastating storm, devastating day. But luckily, he was able to get all the product and everything off the beach, back at the warehouse, and everything. And there is still companies that were out here at the time that did not remove the product off the beach. And of course, we had to replace those tractors also. But by getting everything off the beach to the warehouse, at least that part of it was not destroyed. Unfortunately, that Ita did lose his business as far as the restaurant that was sitting here.
So, so I want to hear about that. You did have a building, you said. There was a...
Yeah, we had a beautiful building right here, which if you see the little orange building later, it's in the memory of the same building that was there before. Mm-hmm. So we had a beautiful wing shack over there. And it got washed away. We came in the morning at 5 a.m. and there was a 5-hour storm. And we came in, it was not here anymore.
It just
floated away with a bunch of other houses. It was like almost unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And if you actually go south from here, you'll see about 50 or 30 or 40 apartment complexes, which are condos, that are completely empty. And we used to generate income from these people and other companies too, which is chairs, umbrellas, jet skis, and day-to-day operations. And this does not exist anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's what Scott was saying on the ride here was, I asked him when I really started to see the destruction here, I thought, what is Ita really doing out here? Is there people coming back? Can you talk a little bit about the recovery on the economic side of it?
So again, the best way to describe it, everything here is destroyed. I'm sorry to say that, without Margaritaville, this beach and this island, as far as business-wise, would not exists. So thank God for that boost from Margaritaville Resort that's giving us the opportunity to be here. Otherwise, we would probably have to shut down.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, and I don't know if you want to cut this or not, but I thought it was interesting how Margaritaville is in business. Scott was saying that essentially Margaritaville bought land here. The hurricane hit before they developed, and then right after they got right to work developing.
So they bought the land 6-7 years or a long time ago, started developing everything, was about a year away of opening when the storm hit. That backed them up a little bit, but they kept going, and thank God everything went on smooth. A little delays, but they got it done. Yeah, so we're about actually at the grand opening today.
Yeah. And as you can tell when we were coming through, you can also see the nice big pool area they got across from the regular resort. It's on the water side and everything. That hopefully will be done in the next week and a half or so. But they're going to be the saving graces actually here for Fort Myers Beach.
Yeah.
Because if we had to rely on, the street economy here.
Yeah, that's not going to work here. We experienced some serious issues with not the same type of business we used to have. People having a hard time having fun like they used to. We can feel it on day-to-day operations, definitely.
It's unbelievable because I'm looking at this hotel in front of us, and you would think that used to be filled with people.
Mm-hmm.
That might be coming down, you hit the jet ski, do the wings, do the banana boat. But I tell you, man, it's really eye-opening. This tract of land here that we just drove across.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you're saying that with Margaritaville, it should give it enough to where people can at least go there. We can start to work through some of the stuff going on here. Scott, what about when we're right after the storm happened? You said you started making phone calls. Is that what you did? You made phone calls
Yeah.
to anybody that you thought?
Yeah, then when I was starting to call my customers, especially, I knew he had all his stuff down here on the beach. First of all, it was like I said, want to make sure the family was good. He was family safe and everything. And I had a good conversation with him that day. But he told me the very next morning after the storm, he left his house, I think he told me about 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning to come check on your building, your property, your restaurant, everything. And even myself coming down here to deliver a couple of gators a week after the storm, to drive on this beach where I was basically born and raised on and to see what actually went on around here, we're talking entire concrete buildings gone. We're talking houses that came off foundation, moved out in the middle of the road. We're talking the sand piled up 6-8 feet tall, and it literally looked like a snowstorm driving through here. And, I remember Fort Myers Beach when it was to what it is now. By the time I got home, I literally sat down on the couch. My wife come walking to me, she says, "Are you okay?" I said, "No." Complete devastation, and to sit there and think about your clients, your customers, everybody who we do have on Fort Myers Beach, I had to reach out to my customers to see if there's anything I can do to help them out.
Yeah.
Not to make deals, not to make sales, because it's ultimately about, at that time, safety, family, make sure everybody's good, but then also trying to get them up and back and get them back in business again.
Cool.
But at that time, it's going to take a while.
He actually came down to the warehouse to check the equipment, to make sure we monitor, showing the guys how to maintain it, make sure it's going to be operational. And it holds out great. Everything is fine, amazing.
Yeah, but you told me you made it onto the beach that very next morning, and what did you do when you went back to the house?
I gave my wife a kiss. She was still sleeping. It was like I left the house. It was 5 a.m. It was right after the storm. It was still a quarantine. You can't even go.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm going to check. It was a rough ride up here, and I drove through puddles, and I prayed to my Lord that the warehouse is okay. And somehow we got there, and whatever we suffered. And then I came down here. Everything was gone. It's like I knew in the back of my head that I'm not coming back here for a while.
Wow.
So I went home. My wife was still asleep. I remember it was like 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "Baby, how did you do?" I says, "Baby, you can keep sleeping because we have nothing right now, and it's going to be a while." It was sad, and I really cared about the guys because we had 30, 40 guys that were based on this income for them. These are guys that are not making big money a year. They're day-to-day operation guys that loves the beach, kids, and they're the ones that actually got hurt the most. And that was the heartbreaking of the whole part. Yeah.
And then so your restaurant's loaded away here. How long before you actually were selling anything again?
Took us a long time. When March was my first sandwich, but we were trying to get the truck designed, and obviously everything is destroyed. You gotta get permits. Everything was here like a war zone. You know what I mean? So it was a while. We had generators in the beginning, no power.
Yeah.
And everybody's trying to think they can get the same way they had them before, but unfortunately you get to realize that it's not the same ever. And this is where we are right now. On a typical day like this, you would have plenty of people, but right now you don't really have many. But they're coming from Margaritaville, and that's opening today. That will boost up the economy with about 3,000-4,000 people a day without visitors. That would be a big boost for the economy.
That's huge, man.
Huge.
I mean, I feel your pain just from hearing you talk about it. Is like, anybody who is involved in a business out there who's used to it running the way it is, like you said, all of a sudden it's gone.
Gone.
And then, like you just said, like making your first sandwich, it's like, well, who's even buying this?
No one. They give it away.
There's no one here.
Nope. We went on with special to the town and employees just to make sure they can get some help with those, food costs. So we do, employees and all island employee specials, which is, cost price sandwiches to help them out. But again, when you see 40 people that used to work for you, that had income a day before, and they're not longer with you, and you know that you have to train them again for new guys, it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Just heartbreaking. These people had mortgages, they had houses, they have bills, and one big day, all gone in the morning.
Really?
Yeah, sad.
Well, there's some shimmers of hope, though. We're sitting here now, and you got some people eating at the restaurant over here. I wish we'd probably film it and live over the B-roll.
Oh yeah, we're going big. We're going big. We see the past in the past.
Yeah.
And we can clearly see the future.
Right.
So we are in the future, obviously. Otherwise, we won't buy all brand new equipments over here for my friend Scott.
Mm-hmm.
So we are ready to rock and roll at Margaritaville Resort in Fort Myers Beach, and people will be here in the thousands.
Let's go.
Yes.
Brand new equipment behind.
It's all ready to
All brand
go.
new behind us.
Today.
Another one on the way over.
Let's go into a few questions about, random questions. When I hear of Ida and I hear that you're operating this business on the beach, some random stuff I'm starting to think about is like, first one will be is, do you own the land?
No, we rented.
You rent it.
We rented.
And someone was telling me the person who owns a particular tract of land here they own it to the water.
Correct. So every property owner, some of them actually has a different type of deals, but basically when you rent the property, the front, you can use it as a vendor. Okay. So one guy owned the property, the other guys own the medallion to operate on it.
Gotcha. Bert.
It's a little complicated, but
yeah, it's and maybe now just some random stuff here. Like, what is some stuff you've learned doing all this that might be interesting to talk about?
I learned here that the water is very unexpected and stuff can happen. You have to be alert 24/7. Safety is a big deal. Here at the beach, we see some few incidents of people getting hurt. So we always worry that, everybody's going back home safe. And
you guys are always, especially with like the weather over here, in a matter of a heartbeat, the storm will roll up, and before you know, we have lightning, we have everything else going.
Correct. So you have a very short notice, because if you see a storm coming in summertime, that can happen quick.
Mm-hmm.
We have top of the line guys, they train to pack up this beach really quick. Like you see over there, you have 100 umbrellas.
Yeah.
And if you have a storm coming in and you get stuck in one of these, you want to make sure you know what you're doing. This is no joke, and this is why we got the best guys to do this.
Let me for the young guys out there, because right now online, you see a lot of these guys doing start a jet ski business, start a service-based business. Yeah. Earlier, before you said, it's like, this isn't something you just get into. What's kind of the advice for those people that they're on the internet and they're scrolling, they see all this stuff, where do they start and what should they be listening to and kind of not listening to?
If they want to start their own business or
service, I guess a service or like fun business, kind of like you have with the jet skis.
The best thing you can do for yourself is make sure you get 5-star reviews at all time of what you do. Buy the best equipment, be safe, and follow your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Be the best at what you do, and then business will come. No doubt about it.
It's really amazing. I was talking to someone yesterday about 5-star reviews, and I'm in the marketing side of our company, and just the sheer power of the Google reviews and the 5-star reviews that nobody saw coming. 6, 7, 8 years ago, I came in and I was like, look, man, these things are important. And then, like you said, when you're looking for something, when you look for John Deere dealer near me, I'm sure you hopped on your phone and you found that.
Correct. So you don't take the 2-star.
You're looking at those stars.
Oh, you do. That's it came up as a nature, and Scott is way up there. But I looked after. It was so nice to begin with when we met. I didn't have to look for someone else. Usually if someone is not cooperative with me or is not listening to me, it's very easy to sell for me. You just have to be nice and professional.
Yeah.
It's a simple thing. If you're not nice and you're rude, then I don't want to do business with you.
And that's one of the best things I love about this business. My side of the business is that I can come out to the beach, visit my client. The man's office is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Look at the view.
About 25 visits here this year.
Oh, absolutely.
He's coming here. Help me. Anytime I text him, he's here in no time because he knows how serious this is, and I know he gets the parts from the parts guys, and this is like, because you guys, this is a little different than working on a farm. You are here at the beach operating. If you have a jet ski on the water and God forbid something happened, the tractor doesn't start, or you cannot take that jet ski out of the water.
Yeah.
It's not like you're in a farm, you park it on the side, then the guy comes in the morning and fix it. You have a storm, you got human beings in the water, you got safety issues that has to be parked, you got thunderstorms, and then right away home and make sure you're safe. So reliability-wise, I did not see myself using anything else, which is critical. Again, we're going back to the machinery operation, buying the right equipment and not saving, because it's like anything else. You can buy a cheap tractor, you can buy a good tractor, you can buy a cheap sandwich and a good sandwich. And we got to deal with the best here because, again, safety issues.
And the other number one thing is also, the customer service, is what he does every day. Like I said, I've come out here multiple different times, and he will be talking to me, and before you know it, he's over here talking to customers, trying to sell them chairs and jet skis, and then he comes right back to me, and I'm like, okay, take care of my business first. Just like what I do. He can call me up any time of the day, text me, whatever, and I'm going to respond back to him the best way that I can, either through our service department, through our parts department, to make sure he's taken care of. And if it's something as easy as being able to drop off a fuel filter, I take it out, drop it off to him.
Not only, you actually do it yourself, because he knows we're really not technical, we're not really talented, you guys, and he always there explaining, taking the minute on the phone, explaining the general manager online on the phone how to do it. And I could not do it myself, so I cannot thank you guys enough, really.
That's awesome. Yes. Just one other question I had here was, because of the devastation, and kind of to Tony's question, is there more opportunity to buy a distressed business right now out there?
You can buy it and wait 5 years if it makes sense to you. Unfortunately, it's like building a house. It takes 3 to 4 years from the minute you plan it and the minute you operate it.
Before it ever has a chance.
For it ever have a chance. So right now, you can try to dream, but we're 3-4 years away from operating for scale. Again, as you go towards downtown, you'll see more operational business, and maybe you go towards that way if you want to try to make some of your own business.
Yeah.
But as far as the recreation business, if you don't have a good location with many people, do not start one.
Yeah.
Last one, if you're 18 years old right now, and you want to get, college isn't for you, you want to get into business, where are you starting?
If you are an entrepreneur that have a dream, go online and copy someone. There's so many opportunities out there. So many opportunities. All you have to see is who is doing what and do the same thing. Just be hard. Just work hard at something and do it. Very easy.
And definitely have the drive.
Answer me. Oh God, I'm serious.
It's honest.
When I want to start a business, I go copy from the best. I go online, I see who's the best. I call my friend, I do the same website with little changes, which is perfectly legal, and then I copy him. And if I want to make it better, I make it better.
Right.
Guys, watch who makes money and follow him. Simple. That's it, man.
He makes it sound easy.
So, I think it's a good place to stop, though, man.
That's what you see. You see the guys running 6 tractors. He's doing something right. That's what I did. I saw the neighbor with the John Deere. Who did I go to see? The John Deere.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
We would copyright that forever now.
Right. Whatever you do, just do it better.
That's right.
You know?
It's Anita, for real. Great conversation, man.
You guys are good guys. Any drinks on me, whatever you want, feel like going.
Now it's time to sink our teeth.
Now it's time to eat my sandwich. Every time at 12 p.m. I eat my sandwich. What time is it?